welcome to Creator Breakfast Live. My name's Doug. Welcome back. It's another Saturday morning somewhere in the world. It might be later in the day on a Saturday for you, but wherever you are, it is probably Saturday still, unless you're living in New Zealand or something. But hope you've had a great Saturday so far, regardless of where you are in the world. Today, we're here just to hang out again. Creator Breakfast Live is always Q&A, and we see where that takes us most weeks. It took us, we had some really interesting questions last week, so it was great, and hopefully it'll all happen like that again. And my headset's all over the place. Here we go. First thing, as we always like to do, is dive into the chat and give people some shout-outs just for being here and commenting in the chat. So if you're lurking and you're not commenting in the chat, make sure you drop a comment and you might just get a shout-out here on the stream. And what is a shout-out? What I mean by a shout-out is I'm going to thank you for being here by name. Let's start with all the pre-stream people, because there was a few today, pre-stream. Hopefully you're still here, not just pre-stream. Early on, after the stream was scheduled, we had XD Ghoul in the house. Don't know if you're still here, XD Ghoul. Maybe drop a comment. Smash Nation Productions. He says, remember me? Smash, we remember you. And we also have, joining us next is a Sparky 107. All those trains and things going on over on Sparky's channel. Then we had Marg. Marg's joined us, saying hello to everyone. McDonald's French fries. It's not a literal packet of French fries, but the name of the channel is McDonald's French fries. Welcome to the stream. Brown Eyed Truckers in the house as well. Coming back from last week, of course. Lots of great questions there. Fox Run Forge is in the house, and moderator and awesome dude Beanie Draws is here as well. Let's see who else is here. I think that's it for now. If there's anyone else here, they haven't commented in the chat yet, so I cannot highlight you and shout you out. So make sure you drop something in the chat there, and all we're going to do now is see if you've got questions, drop the questions. We're just going to hang for the next hour or so and enjoy each other's company, hopefully. Answer some creator-type questions. If you have creator-type questions, make sure they're the questions that you're dropping in the chat. It's not an AMA, it's a Q&A. If you know the difference, put your hand up in the chat. All right. Let's see if there's any questions here, first of all, and then we'll go from there. Very light on the news department this week, so the news segment is hit or miss. Last week I was so busy with questions, I think we just had to sort of like squeeze the news in real quick, although there wasn't much last week either. I think I had one or two. And I think one of the ones I got this week is a carryover from a different week. But anyway, where are we? Where are we, of course? Just scrolling in the chat to make sure I haven't missed any actual questions here that are coming up. What is in the top right corner of the screen? This one. That's good, because I was just about to mention it. That is the Stream Boss. So if anybody does any action on my channel during the live stream, whether that's subscribing to the channel, sending a super chat, or a Streamlabs donation, which I don't think I've got a link to in the description. I think I took that out. But yeah, certainly if you super chat, that'll beat down the Stream Boss. When the Stream Boss, who is currently Christina Smallhorn, who became the Stream Boss many, many streams ago, once Christina is brought down to 0, whoever knocks them off becomes the new Stream Boss. That's what that is. I have that. It's totally optional. No obligation to super chat, but of course, anybody who drops a subscribe along the way will knock a little bit of that off as well. If we get some more actions, more interactivity that YouTube might introduce in the future, hopefully we can add extra things that can knock off the Stream Boss in the stream. It's just a little bit of fun along the way, basically. That's all it is. I seem to have to explain that most weeks, and I like to mention it at the start anyway. So the question and the timing of the question was really good. And Sweeney Dunstan is in the house. G'day to Sweeney here, also a moderator. And let me see if I've lost my place in the chat. Now, McDonald's French Fry says, Doug, there's a Minecraft channel called Datalaw 7000, and he sounds exactly like you. I think you left that comment on one of my videos, and I think I mentioned that us Aussies can often sound alike. And yeah. You know that guy who has many food-related channels? I emailed him and he emailed me, says he has 50 food-related channels. Oh, really? You were commenting at the same time on my videos as he was, and there was all these different food channels, and I just had to assume that, hey, there's somebody who's got a lot of different food channels that's commenting at the same time. I just had to assume that maybe you were the same guy. Hey, but that's good to know. At least it wasn't you. If it's who I think it was, I don't know who the person is, but if I recall the comments, there were some strange comments about copyright and stuff, if I recall, if it's the ones I'm thinking of. Yeah, HP, the current health points for the Stream Boss is 9,750. The total health points is 10,000, so the maximum is 10,000. So it's been whittled down a little bit. I think what's triggered that is some subscriptions during streams. Usually it doesn't tick down if an action doesn't happen during the stream. Otherwise, all the subscriptions I get outside of the stream would just keep knocking the Stream Boss down. So yeah, it only happens during streams, I think. Anyway, that's my understanding. Plus, I haven't logged into Streamlabs today anyway, so I don't even know if it's picking up on all the actions. But we'll see. We will see. All right, let's see if there's more questions here because I'm back in the chat. Have you ever used an app called Thumbnail Creator? That particular app? No, I have not. I've used apps as thumbnail creators. And there you go. We've got audio this week. Ecamm, thank you very much for the audio. And RPM Nexus, the bargain reviewer, or the bargain reviewer RPM Nexus, has donated $3 for Super Chat. So regardless of what happens, the Super Chat alerts are working, and so you should see a reduction in the Stream Boss shortly. That should follow. You should see that number go down. I don't know how far you would see the Stream Boss move down. Sweeney Dunstan's dropped $5. Why the Stream Boss isn't moving, I don't know. Sometimes there's a delay. I notice on Dan on Creative Fundamentals on his channel, some of those are actually delayed as well. So in regards to the question, let me get back to the question, Sweeney. Thank you very much. If that Stream Boss doesn't move, I'll have to pull up Streamlabs in the background and see what's going on. Now, Thumbnail Creator, I've never actually checked out that app, so I really don't know anything about it, so I haven't used it. I do all my thumbnails in Canva just because it's easy to use, and it's online, so I can do it on my iPad, or I could do it in my browser on my desktop as well. So that's what I use. So let's see. Maybe Datalaw 7000 is your alt channel. Well, if it is, it hasn't had a lot of activity. I did check it out when you mentioned it. I looked, they haven't posted for a while. The original food-related guy's original channel is called Gummy Gamer. So we're starting with the gummies and we're moving on here. It's a lot of fruit and vegetable-related channels, if I recall. It was either that or he kept changing his channel name and profile picture a lot. Sparky brings up a valid point. Have had enough time looking after one channel. I don't know why you want 50 of them. Yeah, I've got a dashcam channel, which I think I've mentioned here before, and I've probably, posted to it a couple of times in the last 12 months. That's about it. And just to highlight the super chat here, because there's a message, Shiba Dog raising an arm to greet. Because it was actually a super sticker. I'm thinking, why are you telling me about a Shiba Dog? Because when it comes through on the stream, on the eCam, it puts the message that's related to the little GIF that jumps around and does his thing. So I didn't get to see the GIF. I'll have to scroll back through my live stream on my iPad to see the GIF. Do you earn more watch hours when you go live as opposed to just a video? Now, watch hours are the same. So however long people are watching. So if people are watching my live stream for 5 minutes, and then go watch one of my videos for 5 minutes, they're both counted as 5 minutes each. So the reason why you can get more watch time on a live stream potentially is because live streams are generally longer and people are hopefully watching longer and staying tuned longer. So therefore, you might get a lot more watch time in a shorter period of time because you're not relying on a new person come along and click on a 5 or 10 minute video. And once they're done, they're probably not going to watch it again. Whereas a live stream, they might stay watching for half an hour, maybe. Like a lot of you guys are probably going to stick for most of the stream. So that happens as well. So yeah, watch time is watch time. It's measured in very simply how long people are watching. Where are we? And Sweeney's one is GIF was converted to Peach Pear character cheerfully blowing a party horn. So very descriptive of the GIF or the GIF. Smash Nation is back. Wait, how ads? Well, the live stream is monetized, so yeah, on the way in you may see an ad on the way in. I think that's how it works. You shouldn't see any ads during the stream unless I go and hit a button on YouTube to say, hey, show an ad, which I'm not going to do. Sweeney and the Bargain Hunter donated for his super chat. And I have seen that Stream Boss has not moved at all, so we might investigate that. Boomer. I don't know who the boomer is because I'm a Gen X. I'm no boomer. TubeBuddy in the Garden of Blessings, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yes. TubeBuddy does have a great thumbnail creator. You can bring in a picture and then add text and do a few other things. You can take a snapshot from your video, use that as a starting point. And so you can do all that thumbnail editing after you upload your video if you wanted to. All right. I have a question. How do you edit a live video, like live switch between things, and which editor do you use? Well, I don't have my extra camera plugged in, so I don't have an extra camera, but basically I'm on a Mac, so I'm using Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live, I'll drop the link in the chat just in case you've got a Mac. Ecamm Live, then I can set up scenes, so I can switch scenes. So let me show you me switching scenes real quick. So let's say I want to go to, say this one here. The scene with me and my iPhone. See my iPhone there. That iPhone is basically another camera source, so I'm basically showing both at once in this particular scene. So basically the switching is by clicking stuff on the screen, or in this case I'm using a Stream Deck as well. If you're on Windows or Mac, you can use OBS Studio. If you can plug multiple cameras into your computer, however that might be, or whether it's a DSLR coming through a cam link or another capture device, you can have multiple cameras coming in, set up a scene for each camera and switch between them, set up a scene that has both cameras. If you watch Nimmin Live, which may be on a little bit later today, over on Nick Nimmin's channel, they have 3 cameras, so they can go to each camera individually, and then sometimes I'll do a split screen of Dee and Nick together. Both cameras set up. OBS and Streamlabs OBS. They use Streamlabs OBS, which is a variation on OBS. They both work really well for setting that sort of thing up. And it's the cheapest thing to do because they're both free. So if you've got a Windows machine or a Mac, if you want something free to do it all with, then OBS or Streamlabs OBS is the way to go in regards to that. So let me jump to... That took a long time to switch over. And the follow-up question, and to get the comment up on the screen. Well, that's going to depend on the software you use. I use Ecamm Live. That allows me to select comments as part of the features because it's uses the YouTube API to stream to, so that means it can also pull the comments at the same time. So I can just go through and click the comments, bring them up, just like you see on the screen. You can also do that in something like StreamYard, which is where you can bring multiple people from different parts of the world. If they all you have to do is send them a link to join your stream. They can join your stream, and then you can have multiple people on the screen at once. You can also highlight comments from the chat as well using StreamYard. There's probably a few others where you can do that, maybe Wirecast and some of the more high-end ones. I don't believe Streamlabs OBS has that functionality yet, which I'm very surprised about. Streamlabs? Very surprised by that. Okay. I'm scrolling, and Joro MVP is in the house. Welcome to the stream. You probably come in a few minutes ago. I'm catching up on the chat. I'm going to try and catch up. Zcon Gaming, sup? Indeed. McDonald's French fries is a super studio, like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, that's a dead channel. I don't use it anymore. But yeah, that's my very first channel. I did Minecraft stuff. That's how I learned how to do this YouTube thing. I got more interested in YouTube than I did Minecraft at that point. It's been a while since I've even jumped on and played a bit of Minecraft, although I do from time to time. I know Sweeney plays Minecraft. Beanie plays a bit of Minecraft. So there's a few Minecrafters in the chat as well. RPM Nexus has tested a charger. The bargain reviewer, RPM Nexus, tests a lot of wonderful products, technology, and different things like that. Where are we? Next question. Sparky, do you think members on channels that are over 10K is a good thing, where there is Patreon, Super Chats, and stickers? I think, yeah, membership's good. I know that they say that 30,000 is sort of where they start looking at people for memberships. But I have heard lately of a number of channels who have actually got memberships at a lower amount that aren't gamers, of course, because remember, gamers can potentially get memberships after 1,000 subscribers, which is, hey, that's a bargain. I think they're adding more functionality to the membership page, and I haven't seen the back end because I don't have memberships yet. I'm not that far along, but I'm a member of a couple of channels, and yeah, I think memberships is a pretty cool feature if you don't want to dabble in multi-platform stuff like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or different things like that, where you might have a extra component of providing additional value. So Patreon's good for that. I know memberships can potentially be good for that if you set it up right. I think it's a good thing. I think it's another option if you want to keep everything on YouTube. But then they say, the advice again is that, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So remember, memberships gets paid through AdSense. So if anything ever happens to your AdSense, you can't get your memberships, you can't get your Super Chat, you can't get your ad revenue. So that potentially you want to maybe do Patreon instead of channel memberships. Do them. I would do either or. I probably wouldn't do both. That's my opinion. You might have a different opinion, which is okay, but I would probably do one or the other. I think they're both good. You never want to hear that at you test a power bank and it failed. It's like not up to snuff. It's probably one of those cheap brand ones. At OBS Studio. I don't have the link handy for OBS Studio, so if you I don't know if any of the mods have dropped the link for OBS Project in, I think it's obsproject.org, if I recall. If the mods can find that, they can drop that in the chat, if they haven't already done so, of course. Because as you can see, I am a little bit behind. By the way, why do you use the most popular channel as a brand account? Why not use it as the main account? That's a good question. My main account, my primary account, is just my normal viewing channel. So the one that I go and watch videos on. And then all my other channels are brand accounts, basically. You can do it different ways. Like some people recommend actually going and dropping a fresh Gmail and setting up a totally fresh account for each channel, just in case something happens to one channel, it doesn't affect the other channels in regards to, like, if you happen to get terminated or something like that. Although ultimately the terms of service do say that if you get channel terminated, you're not allowed to have any more channels. So it is a bit of a quandary if you ever get into that position, but make sure you don't get into that position in the first place, is my advice. Next question. How would I change the music in a video that has already been uploaded to YouTube using the YouTube editor? That's a great question. I've had a little bit of a look at the YouTube editor, and it's very limited. So basically, you can take a section of audio out and then replace it with another section, say from the YouTube music library. But basically, anything that's in that section is totally removed. So it's not like I can take the music out and leave your voice. The voice is lifted as well. So if you're talking and you got music, the only way to replace it is to physically remove all the audio and just put music in there. And then obviously if you're talking, you just mouth is going to be moving, but nobody's going to hear you speak. So the only way to replace just the background music is to actually edit your original video. Hopefully you've still got a copy of the project, change the music and re-upload it, which, obviously causes other issues in regards to, losing all your views and watch time from the video. Because if you have to re-upload it, you're probably going to delete the old one. You know what I mean? So, a little bit problematic in that it's not perfect in replacing just the background audio. It's replacing all the audio in that section. Sparky says, delete the video and edit it and post it as new. So if you haven't got a lot of views on it yet, like you find the mistake early on, that might be a fair option for you to do that. Yeah. 10 May, Misra, how do you get a blue name? Those people with the blue names are moderators, so you have to be a moderator to get that. That's the very short answer. All right, let's keep going with the questions. The questions keep coming, and I keep answering them. Can you only use like a security DVR to go live without any other software? I think that would be more complicated to use a security DVR because that doesn't have live streaming capability, although it does have a method of possibly some of the newer ones, the ones that are, under a certain age, maybe 5-10 years, where they go out to like a cloud server or something where you can stream it to like your phone so you can monitor stuff from wherever you are in the world. I wouldn't use it for a live stream. I don't think that's practical, and I don't think the cameras are set up for this style of live streaming. Security cameras are usually a lower resolution. A lot of the time, sometimes they're black and white. Sometimes they're night vision cameras because they're like filming outside to pick up the nighttime stuff. So, I don't think using a DVR, security DVR, would be practical at all. I think it's easier. Quite frankly, it's easier just to pick up your phone and go live if you just want to simply go live. One time I got on the school stage, I was nervous, so nervous, and when I got asked my name, I was like, I like fish. Nerves can happen. Nerves can happen in any situation, whether we're in front of people, whether we're recording a video or going live on the internet. So, yeah. Hold up, you used Minecraft? Yes. Yes, I did. Can you explain how YouTube might put polls in the comments as a possible option due to not many creators are using them in the upper... Okay. Yeah, it's not clear how they're going to put them on videos. But I think this sort of question deserves maybe a demonstration. So let's... I'm just going to pull up YouTube here. And let's go to... Okay, let's go to a video on my channel. I'm going to pull this up in a sec since I got it queued. I don't want to... let's...
Quality right.
Mute that, and I need to skip the ad, and then I'll bring it up for you guys to look at. And then pause. All right. Let's go with this one. And... Okay, you should be seeing Chrome browser. So this is like YouTube. Where's my marker pen? Okay. You should be seeing YouTube. There's my latest video on the YouTube Studio update that I put out earlier this week. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go watch that. Here we go. So what we could see them put a poll potentially in a number of places. We could see them maybe put it in this section here, sort of in around your description or title, maybe in here, maybe there's a poll, maybe a poll button, or as you suggest, that you could have it as like a pinned comment. So if I had a pinned comment here, that had the option to make a poll as part of the pinned comment. So then it would become stay at the top of the chat as a pinned comment, so you can go in there. So it would work a lot like a comment in the community tab, where you can pick that as the option for the comment as a poll. So you can have poll question and then put your poll options. So I can see them doing either of two. So either in the comments as a pinned comment, or just generally on the watch page is what was suggested in that tweet that I mentioned in this actual video that we're looking at right now. But I would, if they were to put a poll here, to be honest, I'm not sure how they would fit that in. Let's turn that off, because obviously you've got, if I open up my description, as you can see there's a whole description there. You wouldn't want to put it at the bottom of the description or under the description where it's below the fold, because the fold was sort of about here. Get my pen back. Here we go. The fold was about there. So when I hide the description again, now I've got to turn that off again. If I hide the description again, there's the fold there, and it just shows the first paragraph, first couple of lines, maybe first 2 or 3 lines there. I would say if they were to fit a poll, maybe they could put one, if it's going to be clearly on the watch page, maybe in here somewhere, so that it's not out of the way. You still got room. Your description can still sit down the side there. Or they could put it sort of here between the description and the comments. That's another option. I don't know. I think they're probably open to feedback on that, because it's still an early stage idea. I don't think they're anywhere close to even rolling anything like that out. I think, and that option being on the watch page is probably the last option. They're going to add that more functionality to the community tab first, I reckon. But that's my thoughts on that. So let's go back to me. Here we are. Let's go to the next question. How can one get tired of Minecraft? I didn't get tired of Minecraft. I just got busy doing other things. Sweeney got his memberships after 1K, because Sweeney is a Minecraft gaming channel. Uh, 12 watching, 21 minutes. Oh, that's about the stream. Okay. And it's the 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. There's a lot of 2s in there, 12s and 1s and 21s. What's your favourite OP song or OP song? And if you say an old song, then instead say one old song. I don't know. What's an OP song? I don't know if I have a favourite song. Back in the day, back in the 80s, I used to like listening to whatever was on the radio at the time, really old school stuff. I was in high school in the 80s, so, we were listening to stuff like Madonna and Michael Jackson and, whoever was around in the 80s. I can't even rattle them off. I don't know if I've got a song. I don't listen to a lot of radio these days. I listen to more podcasts and music. I could recommend some podcasts for creators. I'll probably recommend half the ones that Nick Nimmin put on his video a few weeks ago, because I listened to most of those. So I don't know what OP song means, so let me know. There's that link to obsproject.com. Thank you, Sweeney. Well, sometimes knowledge comes with experience and time. I've just had a little bit more time and a little bit more experience. That's the only difference. What shotgun? That's the Rode Video Micro, which is currently, hang on, let's see if I can do it. Currently sitting on a microphone arm here with a dead cat on. So that's it. If I can get it in camera, there it is there. So yes, that's the Video Micro for that. The Video Micro. You'll probably find it in my gear guide. I think it's in my gear guide, but I just dropped a link for that, just in case you want to know a little bit more about it. Hopefully it's in my gear guide. Super Cool Batman is in the house. That's a super cool name, Super Cool Batman. If you change your Google account password, will the old password still be valid? No, because you've changed it. Once you've changed your password, the old password is no longer valid. That's the point of changing a password. I am 40. Gee, I got to think about it. I'm 48. 48 years old. I know I don't look 48, but I am 48. If you have 2SV on, what happens if I don't have my phone with me? I think you mean two-factor authentication or 2FA. What it means, if you log in with two-factor authentication, then it's going to send you a message. I think it's usually, if it's Google, it's usually a text message by default with a code that you got to then go and enter in. So make sure that if you ever change your phone number or something like that, that you update your Google account accordingly, because that's the number they're going to send the authentication code to. And it's only usually, I found it only usually asks you if you're logging on a new device. When you're logging on an existing device, it usually knows that device has already been approved by you, so then it will just be the standard login. Which is handy if you got like somebody's trying to scam you and they're somewhere in a different part of the world. That device has never logged onto your account before. They can't use two-factor authentication to authenticate themselves because they cannot get that text message to get that code. That's basically how it works in a nutshell. To keep my account, I'll change my password every 7 days. That's quite wise. I don't change mine that often, but yes, that's a good precaution. Good precaution. This is China. Welcome back. Dude, how can I stream from my phone to my MacBook? And what bitrate is good to stream smoothly? From my phone to my MacBook. Stream from my phone to my MacBook. You know, if you've got if the phone's an iPhone and you've got a MacBook like I have, I'm streaming on a MacBook now, and I've got my iPhone. All you need to do is plug your phone in and by lightning cable, USB or USB-C, and you can stream your you can see your desktop right on there. If you have, or you could get an app like Epoch Cam or one of the NDI type apps, and you can do it wirelessly. So there's a few options. So I'm not sure what you want to do in regards to streaming from a phone to your MacBook, because usually if you want to stream, you want to end up out on YouTube or Facebook. So yeah, if you let me know your use case, I might think of maybe a more specific app to recommend possibly. Can reaction videos get copyrighted? Depends on how you use the footage that you're reacting to. The key thing for fair use, and remember, fair use is a legal defense. So if they initially don't think it's fair use, the copyright holder, they may ask you to take it down or send you a takedown notice. But then if you go back and say, hey, this is fair use, this is why. The fair use for a reaction video is they're looking for basically to be allowed legally to do that. They're looking for you to make a transformation to it in regards to your providing significant commentary or parody. And that's not remember, parody isn't making fun of. Parody is mimicking in a funny way. Parody is more than just making fun of somebody. Parody is, it's like it's a bit like what are they? What's that saying that they have for imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's like imitation. Parody is like imitation. So you're imitating. You're pretending to be like you're pretending to do that TikTok move, or you're pretending to be Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, and you're superimposing yourself into a scene or something like that. That could possibly be considered as transformative enough for that to be considered fair use. But in the end, you and the copyright holder have to agree that it's fair use, or go to court and have a judge decide it's fair use, if there's that disagreement in the first place. But if you make it obviously fair use, and not just you're not replaying the bulk of the video that you're reacting to, then if you're only using small portions and you're putting a significant amount of your reaction into your video, so it's more of your reaction than the actual video itself, then you could possibly fall under fair use. But yeah, if in doubt, speak to a lawyer. I know that's fun. I lost my SIM card, so how do I get through this two-step authentication? What you need to do when you get your new number on your new SIM card, because you should go do that, go log into your Google account on your computer or whatever, and put the new phone number in. That's what you've got to do. Basically, what I'm asking, I want to use my phone as an internet source and stream from my MacBook through OBS Studio. Oh, so using your phone as a modem, effectively. Okay. All you need to do is basically have your, you can either do it, you can do it wirelessly. You can have your phone sit next to your MacBook, have your MacBook using your phone as a hotspot, basically. And then if that phone signal is strong enough and you get a strong enough and a fast enough upload, then you can stream from OBS Studio. I would definitely stick with 720p. You're probably looking at a bit rate of about 2500 to 4000, somewhere in that range, give or take, depending on the resolution. If you're going to go 1080p, you're going to want a faster connection too. So I reckon if you got 10 megabits per second up, you should be good for 720p. Maybe if you get up to like 15, you should be fine for 1080p, just because you want to have enough bandwidth for the actual stream and then a little bit of headroom as well for anything else that's happening on the network. Maybe your phone is communicating some additional data to somewhere else, or your MacBook's doing something in addition to the live stream, or anybody else. Well, in this case, that's probably where most of the traffic will be coming from. So yeah, as long as your carrier's got a decent upload speed, you should be good. Should be good. How many devices you got on your account? What account are we talking about? I'm not sure what account that is. Okay. I hope my mods are taking care of. Oh yeah, they have. It doesn't show up. It doesn't. I see the mods have been busy. I scroll down. I'm seeing, what are these messages that I'm seeing? I'm not going to pull them up on the screen, but let me just say, you probably saw them in the chat. Thank you, mods, for taking care of that. I have no idea why there are sexy girls coming to my stream. But thank you, mods, for doing the needful. That's all I can say. Okay. I think I'm at the bottom of the chat. Sweeney is in the house. Sweeney is swinging the hammer, as we say in the mod realm. Let's see. There's a question here. McDonald's fries, for example, Mobizen live studio recorder or live screen recorder has access to YouTube channel because I want to stream. Yeah, well, even today I've been testing some apps. I got Mob Crush. I wanted to see what Mob Crush did, so I was testing Mod Crush a little bit earlier today, and basically that just allows you to stream your screen, so if you're playing a mobile game or something like that. So Mob Crush, if you're a gamer, streaming mobile games, Mod Crush. I had it connected to Twitch, and I went to my Twitch earlier. I was just basically live streaming my desktop because that's about all I could do. I think I jumped into KineMaster for a second just to see if it would go landscape, and it did. So that was good. So I was testing Mob Crush earlier today, or earlier this evening, because it's evening where I am, of course. The other one that I'm looking at is on my iPad, an app. Now, let's see if I get the name right. Live Air Action. It's one of those apps that lets you do multi-camera streams from your iPad, because you've probably heard of Switcher Studio. You've probably heard of Cinemaker. This is another one, and so I'm sort of looking into it and testing it out. I had someone ask me about it on Facebook, and I'd never heard of it, so I'm checking it out. So yeah. So I'm researching live streaming apps at the moment. I can't get OBS settings correct to get enough video to YouTube. I think the key thing is, first of all, finding out what your upload speed, maximum upload speed is, and what maybe you're actually getting. So do a speed test without running anything else on your network if you can. While everything's sort of an idle, open up speedtest.net on your browser and do a speed test. Find out what that, not the download speed, but the upload speed on your connection. Let me know what that says if you can do that test, and then you can probably go from there. Depending on what upload speed you can get will depend on how you should set your settings in OBS. KTP Wrestling is in the house. Welcome back. Talking all about WWE and other things there. KTP, good to have you here. Midnight Madness 4x4 is also here. Are you talking? I'm glad Sweeney was here to swing the hammer on that, because I'm back in the chat and I didn't see any of that come in, and then I get there, I can still see it in my Ecamm chat because they don't disappear. But I looked down at my iPad and I saw that the ban hammer had been swung. They just, when you live stream, people just come in off the internet to check it out. That's one thing about live streaming on YouTube, and I've seen it on Twitch as well. You can just live stream and just random people will come in and find your stream. And that's fine. That's good for discovery. It's good. That means that somewhere out there, they're putting your live stream on somebody's recommended page or homepage, and they say, oh, there's a live stream, I'm going to click on that. Or people are just going, I don't know, you tell me, do anybody here go and just browse for live streams? Like, is there a section where you go live streams that shows you all the live streams? I think there is, but I haven't done that in such a long time. How many devices are signed into your account? I just don't know what account you're talking about. What account? Are you talking about my iOS accounts? Are you talking about like my Apple ID? How many Apple devices do I have? I might have missed the context of the question earlier. Just hopped on to say hello. I'm appearing for my final examination next Thursday. Yeah, exam season. You've been through a lot of exams. I'm glad that the final one's coming up for you. You can get back into that. I know you're probably itching to get back into the content. Okay, upload speed 17.8 megabits per second, and I take it are you doing gaming? I'm assuming it's gaming. Okay, 1080p. I'm assuming you want to go 1080p. Now it depends. You want to do 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second? Because I think if you're 1080p and 60, you're going to be pushing it for bandwidth. I think it's 30 frame you might be okay, and if you're on 720 60, you might be okay as well. So the resolution of the screen is important, whether it's 720 or 1080. The amount of frames per second, so possibly stick with 30 if you can. If you're going to go 60, make sure you're doing 720, because I think 1080 60 is going to be pushing your available bandwidth there. Then it comes down to the bit rate. If you're doing 720 and you're doing 30 frames per second, I know the range is probably about 2,500 to 3,500, 4,000. As you go up, if you're doing 60 frames per second, you basically got to nearly double that, because you're pushing out double the frames. You know what I mean? And 1080p, I can't remember the range, but it's going to be probably significantly higher, at least 5,000 kilobits per second, up to probably 5 to 10,000 kilobits per second for 1080p, depending on the frames and everything else. If your upload can't handle that, then you've got to dial back maybe the bit rate a little bit first of all, dial it back down, and it's just a matter of testing and experimentation from that point. Yeah, to me that sounds like that the carrier doesn't have a lot of upload speed. I know a lot of carriers uploads always, in a lot of cases for providers, is a lot slower than download speed. Everybody wants to download because they want to download content, and they don't usually provision for a lot of upload speed. So yeah, you can probably, as I said before, for Foxrun Forge, make sure you run a speed test on your phone to see what the upload speed is, and then go from there. You just have to keep experimenting with the settings. Yeah, if it doesn't, if it's not even, if you're getting down that to 1,000 megabits per second, that's like, yeah, that means that the upload, it just isn't there, I don't think. Midnight says, only have 1 or 2 upload speed, but I'm able to stream with a 1600 bit rate and the picture quality is somewhat good. Yeah, you're probably like doing like 720 if you're lucky, and maybe a 480p sort of stream it. 720. Next comment, 720. Yeah, that's a very low. You just don't want any high motion or doing a lot of actions, because then it'll start looking pixely as you move around. So if you're just keeping it real simple. For Ecamm Lumber's free, but I see a paid description. Yeah, paid subscription. Yeah, it's now a subscription. When I got it, it was like a one-time fee. So I'm grandfathered in at that one-time fee, but I know now that it's a subscription service, and now I think there's 2 levels. There's a regular one and a pro. So there's two tiers for Ecamm, and I can't quote the prices because I haven't looked lately, so I'm really not sure on that. What is the time? I need to keep a track of the time here. It's about 10 to the hour. There we go. Oh, how many devices signed into my Google account? That's a good question. I don't have a lot of devices signed into my Google account. I'd have probably 2 phones, an iPad, my MacBook, and that's probably it. As far as I can roll. Oh, and probably my Apple. If you count YouTube, I could look at YouTube on my Apple TV. Maybe that as well. So I guess that's a Google account technically. So yeah, Apple TV. So yeah, a few. Mostly for just the viewing, but yeah, obviously I'm always logged in to Google for Chrome as well, because Chrome is a Google product. Things like that. Gotcha. Sweeney says his upload is 0.8. You're doing 1080p. You're doing 1500. Wow. I don't know how the quality is good on that. At 1500 bitrate. Wow. You're working miracles there, Sweeney. Working miracles. Simply Beth is in the house. Yo. Welcome. Sweeney's tried 720p. A little bit of chat here. Thumbs up. Absolutely. I'll take all the thumbs up. I don't know what happened. That Stream Deck did not take any hits from those. Oh, I wonder if I don't have super stickers turned on. Maybe there's a separate setting for super stickers. Maybe that's why the Stream Boss didn't take the hits. I'm going to check that after the stream. So we've caught up on the questions. If you've got any more questions, make sure to drop them in chat. I'm going to check right now, because I want to, before we head over to we haven't done any segments. Before I head over to do a segment, I just want to check, because this is a piece of information that might be important before we start the segments. And if Beanie is still there, Beanie, if you can check the status of Niman Live for me, because I'm looking on YouTube and I can't see any scheduled stream. But if you're on Twitter or whatever, and you can get me an update, Beanie, let me know. That'll be good. This is China says, why aren't there any super chat in this stream? People, let's support this channel. I can't hear some sitting in China. Well, we did have a couple of super stickers early. We had RPM Nexus, the bargain reviewer, and Sweeney Dunstan dropping the super chat. Hey, speaking of Nimmons, no stream today unless Nick goes solo. D was lurking and he knew what I was after, because we're getting towards that time. Getting towards that time of day. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't have a time constraint, that means. I can roll an extra couple of minutes. I'm not constrained to have to finish before Niman Live starts. So, no stream today unless Nick goes solo. It means D is not in the studio. And neither is Nick, evidently. Well, it's good to have you, D, here, dropping by. Oh, Nick's already gone. He's already gone. That's probably why I got messages from him at an odd hour last night before I went to bed. It was well after midnight my time. He usually sends me comments and messages at a more regular hour. Of course. It is good. How long's stream? How long this stream? Well, normally I would stream for about an hour before Niman Live starts. Seeing Niman Live isn't on, I am free to roll on a little longer. If there are questions in the stream, of course. So drop your questions. D's in the studio. Because the studio is a great place to hang out. Recording a few more videos there, D. It's good to see. I got another live stream app in the vein of Switcher Studio to check out. So I've been checking that out. It's called Live Air Action, and it's put out by Teradek, who apparently make some streaming equipment. So that's their little entry into the multi-camera live streaming app for iPads. It seems to work okay. I've done some testing. Seems to work okay. So we might have a tutorial or an overview walkthrough coming. I hadn't heard of it until a couple of days ago. Somebody on Facebook actually asked me to check it out for them because they were trying to do something and asking me what app can do this. And I said, can you check this app? Because they must have read in the description that had the functionality they were looking for. And so, it seems to do what they're looking for. So I'm going to do some more testing. I did some recording tonight, but it was just some testing out to Twitch, just to stream directly from my iPad to Twitch using that app. So, seems to work all right. He tweeted an hour ago about a spider under his seat on his motorbike. Maybe he's got to the studio late. I think he probably got to the studio quicker. He was running like heck from that spider. Good stuff. All right, the questions have slowed down. So if you've got a question, drop it in. I like to go to this segment each week where I promote a few live streams coming up this week. Obviously, Niman Live's not going to be on the list this week. Maybe D is streaming in his regular time slot, but we shall see. So let's head on over there and check it out right now.
It's time for the live stream rundown, brought to you by Doug Hewson YT.com.
Here we are for the live stream rundown. Usually the first one I highlight, because it comes up right after the stream, is this one, Niman Live. But I'm going to skip them. I'm going to skip them today. And we're going to go straight into Sunday morning. Sunday morning, whatever time D decides to stream, because that seems to be what happens. I'm already asleep at this point because of my time zone. But D Nimmer does his mobile creators stream Sunday mornings. So in just over 24 hours from now, usually. So keep an eye on D's channel. If he live streams, it'll be on at that point. So I can never lock down an exact time for that one. Usually most Wednesdays at 8 p.m. you've got the Creative Fundamentals live stream. Dan from Creative Fundamentals streams for about an hour answering your YouTube questions. So it's always a great place to ask your questions if you have YouTube specific questions. Dan can help you with those. Next week, coming back, because it wasn't on this week, Friday at 1 p.m. GMT, which I believe is around 8 a.m. Eastern, we have Free Jingle Friday with Mike and Isabella Russell. So this is great if you're looking for things like this.
Creator Breakfast starts right now.
Or the one you just heard.
It's time for the live stream rundown, brought to you by Doug Hewson YT.com.
So the lovely voice of Mike Russell. I got those made at Free Jingle Friday. So if you want things like that made for you during the stream, then you can head on over to Free Jingle Friday on Mike Russell's channel. You'll meet some great people in the radio space, in the podcasting space, in the video YouTube space. coming in. They produce free jingles, as the name suggests. The free jingles sound like these ones that I just played, where they're just the voice. And if you drop a super chat and your script, they will actually produce it, and you'll get something that sounds a little bit more like... I'm just going to play this as an example.
The Niminati stream starts now.
So you could have something like that made, with the sound effects and the voices edited to make it sound like a real podcast or radio voiceover. So Free Jingle Friday is a pretty cool place to hang out, and you'll see me there. I'm always there every week. And the one I always like to promote, Friday around 6:30 p.m. Central Time. You can never miss a Viper Live with the one and only Viper on the Viper Live channel. Viper has it's a tech live stream, but he doesn't talk with a lot of creators about creative stuff as well, and can go for many hours talking about that stuff. You might see Roberto Blake on there. You might see Flossie Carter on there. You might see Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD on there. You might see Zach Talks Tech. You might see El Jefe Reviews. You might see Travis MCP. You can see all these guys and more could show up on that show. Even Dee and Nick Nimmin have been on that show. So make sure you check it out. Every Friday evening, 6:30 p.m. Central is when it goes out. And don't forget, your stream can appear on this too. So if you do a stream that is content creator related in any way, make sure you drop me a line via the one and only Twitter. You can see the Twitter little logo there, but it's simply Doug Hewson YT on Twitter. You can send me a DM with the stream details. I'll make sure I include it in this segment every week, or whatever week that you happen to be doing your live stream. So there you go. I'm going to head back to the chat now, because obviously there's people dropping stuff in there. Let's see what's going on. There we are. The chat has kept moving. Dee has confirmed that he will stream tomorrow. There we go. Yeah, hit me up on the Twitter, as Viper says. Hit my Twitter. I'm not going to do it the way Viper does it. Can you turn a security DVR into a machine to stream with? That sounds like a job for one of those channels that do turn things into something else. I've never heard of anyone streaming from a security DVR. I don't know how powerful they are for that, because they're sort of streamlined for just doing that one task, which is recording the cameras to their hard drive and possibly making it available to remote in and check your cameras on your desk, on your phone. But yeah, maybe that's something that Linus Tech Tips can do. So you can ask them. Do you have a favourite number? My husband thinks the idea of one is weird. Have a favourite number? I'm sure a lot of people have a favourite number. My favourite number, if I just have to pick a simple number, would be 7. There you go. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the prime number. I don't know why. I don't have a particular reason. Where or how do I get the voice you just used to broadcast the live stream rundown? I got that. You probably posted that before I talked about that live stream rundown. Voiceover was Mike Russell, and I got that from the Free Jingle Friday live stream. I submitted my script and got that, downloaded it, cut my portion out of it, which is the voiceover, because they basically give you a big file with everybody's voiceovers, and you just cut your bit out, and then you can do whatever you want with it, basically. Use it in your streams, edit it, add music to it, whatever you want to do. So yeah, Mike Russell, Free Jingle Friday on the Mike Russell channel. Sweeney Dustin will be live with 6 in a few hours from now. Is that VI? Is 6 VI? Oh, video influencers. Video influencers, VI. I'm thinking VI is 6. It's Roman numerals. Why are you communicating in Roman numerals? for me to go straight to Roman numerals and go, okay, video influencers. Yeah, because they always got their regular stream now on Saturdays. Do what D says. Do what D says. Always good to do what D says. Eileen's here as well. Eileen Smith, welcome to the stream. Just hanging out, answering creator questions. And D. Nimmons here. And Simply Beth is here. This is China is here. Sweeney Dunstan's here. Fox Run Forge is here. I'm just looking at whose names I can see in the chat right now. People come, people go. I don't know if Beanie is lurking. He was here earlier. Can a Rode lav mic work with a MacBook? Because I couldn't get it to work. I need an interface. Depends which Rode lav mic you have. I have, and it's not here. It's upstairs. It's in my go bag. I have the Rode SmartLav Plus. Do I have the box for it? No. I only have the box for the Boya. I got the Boya as well, the Boya BYM1, and I've also got the Rode SmartLav Plus. Now, the connector on the Boya, the connector on the Boya and the SmartLav Plus are one and the same. They are what's called a TRRS cable. I'm just trying to see if I've got one that's handy. There we are. Ugh. Basically, on the road ones, they'll look like this. They'll be grey with that little black band there, but you can see that there's 3 black rings, which means there's 4 gold sections. That's what's called a TRRS cable. That's what usually goes into things like smartphones and things like that. So if you plug that into like an iPhone, that should work straight away, where you'll get the headphones and the microphone are split over those 4 connectors. Now, normally you can plug these into Macs, but I guess it will depend on your Mac as to how well it works and what software you're using as well. Because I've used, at least for headphones with TRRS connectors, like the ones you get with your iPhones and stuff in the old boxes before they took the headphone jacks away. You can plug them in and they work fine as headsets. I'm not sure how well they work as microphones. So if anybody in the chat knows, they might be able to jump in on that one. Where am I up to? Just looking in the chat where I'm up to. So yeah, so you may need to just put an adapter on that if it's like the SmartLav Plus and it has that type of connection, because I think the main lavs on the Rode, unless it's just a general lav, is if you've got the SmartLav Plus and you've got that connector, if you've got a general lav for just use with cameras, then it's a standard TRS, which is like that one, which has got the 2 black bands. It's only got 3 gold bits. So that's only either going to be headphone only or mic only. So that, again, may or may not work as a microphone. So if you've got a lapel that has that connection, that's probably not going to work as a lapel in the headphone jack. You're more likely to get it to work if it's the other one, the TRS, just because Macs tend to accommodate that because they've given you one port, so they've split that port like on an iPhone to do both the headphones and the microphone. If it's a SmartLav Plus and it's not working, then it might be just an issue with the pins not being configured right, which is odd, but I'm not really sure. I'd have to play around with that a little bit. But yeah, you could either run that into maybe an adapter of some sort to get it to convert over to a TRRS if it's not one of those already. And Rode sell most of the adapters, so you should be able to pick one of those up from Amazon or whatever. Let's see. Yeah, and it's going to depend on the exact lav mic and what connection it has. So it's all that and more. And I believe I saw it. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but there it is. Eileen dropped the $4 super chat or sticker. I can see it's a sticker. They all come through StreamYard as super chats for some reason. There it is, wheeling away at the top there. I've still got to check why that Stream Boss isn't taking hits on the super stickers, because they've all been super stickers tonight and it hasn't taken a hit. If somebody knows, I'm going to have to dive into Streamlabs and check that out. What's with the half on? That's a good question. It looks terrible, doesn't it? I like to listen out to what's happening in the environment. I've got windows open and stuff, and I heard earlier in the stream. I heard my kids come home, so I could hear them. I knew that they're going to probably turn up during the stream and come home from a party, and so I heard them open the front door. So it was sort of just to keep my ear open. Plus, it gets hot in summer wearing headphones on both sides. I could actually just take them off. The only time I need them is if I'm playing some sort of audio. I'll leave them off. That's much cooler, actually. I watched your Mini-Me's vid the other days. Mini-Me? Are you talking about my daughter's channel? Shelby's Corner? I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's what you mean. MacBook doesn't have a mic input, only has a headphone input. Yeah. Apple usually combines them. I think that's the case. I could be wrong on that. I need to Google that now. Maybe it is just a headphone jack. They haven't given any type of mic input. But yeah, otherwise you need like an audio interface via USB-C or USB 3, depending on which MacBook you got. And I've got the Focusrite. Which model have I got? Is mine the 2i2? No, mine's a Solo. I got I think the 2nd gen Solo from Focusrite. Let me just unlock my phone here. Is there a way? No, I don't have that app handy. But yeah, I was going to show you my Focusrite, but I can't move my camera because it's mounted on my monitor. But yeah, I've got a Focusrite, but I'm running an XLR into it. But it does have a headphone jack for like plugging guitars and instruments in. So theoretically, you could probably get an adapter and plug into that. But again, if it's a TRS, it may not adapt properly. So yeah, it would just depend on the MacBook model and the actual pin connection, the pin setup, TRS or TRS on the plug. Yeah, iPhone. Yeah, SmartLav. Yeah, I got the SmartLav Plus, and if I got it for my newer iPhone, I plug that into one of these. The Lightning to 3.5 inch. So that takes the TRRS connector. So if I had the what's that one I had before? So if I was running from my Rode mic, which would be either the SmartLav Plus has this connection, or the Rode mic I showed you earlier, which is that one right there in the box, the Video Micro. That plugs into that like that, and then that will instantly work as a microphone into my iPhone or iPad if I have an iPad with Lightning. Now I've got an iPad. Now I've got an iPad. It's an iPad Pro with the USB-C. So that's another kettle of fish when it comes to microphones. So we won't go down that rabbit hole. All right. And for that super chat, that nice emoji actually represented character handing over a cup of coffee saying, "For you." I like reading the interesting descriptions they have for those animated GIFs on the super stickers. It's very interesting. Indeed. They started having a problem with stickers last night, did they? That's interesting. Here we go. Knicks Fan TV, welcome to the stream. Says, hey Doug, what are you using to display the charts Is there an OBS widget for that? Charts. What charts am I showing? Are you talking about that chart? Are you talking about that? Let me know if you're talking about that, just so I know what you're referring to. I could be a little slow here. Hey, everyone. Angel, underwater Angel, thank you, welcome. Paul Peck is in the house. Good to see you, Paul. Good to see you, Paul. I'm not wearing any shirts. So you might. I don't know why, but I'm reminded of the Paul Peck drywall shirt that I've got. The chats, not charts, chats, because chats is chart without the R. Of course, gotcha. Okay, because I'm using Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live streams via the YouTube API, so it's able to pull in the comments. Does the same for Facebook. Does the same for some of the other platforms as well. So I can basically click on the comment in a little chat window, and it will bring it up on the screen. And after 25 seconds, which is what I've set it for, it will just fade away. In the old days, we used to have to click it on, click it off. I like how it fades. I'm really digging the fade. If you want to know more about Ecamm, there's an Ecamm. Eileen Smith in the chat is also an Ecamm user and expert. So if you can't ask me the question, you can ask Eileen. Yes. I had to think about it a second. I'm thinking, mini-me? I'm thinking, am I Dr. Evil? Learning with Unipan, welcome to the stream. Make sure to smash the like button and like the like. Did I say light or like? USB mic option. Yeah, that goes to a different complexity. I've got a USB. I actually happen to have a USB mic sitting here at the moment from testing on my iPad. It's basically a Samsung condenser microphone. So I've got a thing on it. But basically, a bit like what a gamer would use if they've got their mic sort of setting up, picks up a little bit more of the ambience, as you could say. But it's simply just a regular, if I unplug it, USB. The plus side of the USB ones are easy use. You plug them in, they're detected by the Mac, and you can select it as an input and an output, because this particular one also has a headphone jack on it. So because built into it is basically a whole entire digital audio converter, which is basically does what the Focusrite Solo does. It basically converts the analog signals into a digital signal, sends it into the Mac, and then again out of the Mac, so I can plug in speakers or use headphones. It does the same thing, turns the digital back into audio. I mean analog. I kept saying audio, but I meant analog. Glad to help, man. Apple gave us an adapter with the 8 Plus, but not with the 11. Exactly. I got my adapter with my 8 Plus, and then when I got my 10R, no adapter to be found. So I've got to share that adapter between my two, my 8 Plus and my 10R. Fortunately, I don't use both at the same time for recording and or filming. I usually use one or the other, depending on where I am and which one I have with me. So yeah, let me get down here. 3D Plastic Fantasy, welcome to the stream. I'm trying to catch up on the chat, which I think I'm near the bottom now. Yeah, Eileen says Ecamm Live is a favourite. And yes, it is Mac only, that is right. My other go-to for streaming when I'm doing an interview style stream is I'll definitely go the StreamYard. I nearly said Streamlabs. Go the StreamYard route, because bringing people in is just super simple. So I'm on the Ecamm / StreamYard bus. In my opinion, I'm using Ecamm. I could use OBS Studio. I have OBS Studio on my Mac. It used to hammer my old MacBook Air from 2012, But obviously, it was a MacBook Air from 2012. It was 11-inch MacBook Air from 2012, which I didn't upgrade to my 2019 MacBook Pro 13-inch until August last year. And so it's been night and day. But OBS runs okay, runs completely fine on that. It was a little bit of a different story on the MacBook Air. It ran a whole lot better with Ecamm. So Ecamm was my go-to for quite a while. When I first started, I was using OBS Studio on my Mac. So yeah, if OBS works for you, OBS is great, because the big plus on OBS is it's free. XLR all the way. Adapter or dongle? Yeah, you can call it a dongle. D likes talking about his dongles, but yeah, it is a dongle. Anything that sort of hangs off a piece of equipment to give it more functionality is definitely a dongle as well. And it's also an adapter, because it's adapting from Lightning to TRRS or 3.5mm plugs. All right, where are we up to? Sweeney is using a Pro Studio mic plugged into a preamp. That's the only thing. Like this does a little bit of amping. What I need to get, and it's not a cheap piece of kit, but it's just an added functionality. It gives me a little bit more oomph on my microphone, would be what's called a cloud lifter, which basically means if I put that between my mic and the Focusrite, it'll actually boost the signal, give it give it a lot more gain without all the noise that you normally get from adding gain to a signal. It actually takes all that out. It actually just gives it a real clean boost. So then I can get I could get a stronger signal. Like if I get back from this mic, or if I run it too soft on the Focusrite, it could start getting a little bit soft. Divyesh is back. Created breakfast. You created for breakfast. No, we're having breakfast together. That's what it is. I should say bring your cup, tumbler, or mug, and we're starting right now. Or I could call it creators over coffee. Oh dear, that's terrible. All right, I'm scrolling down. I'm near the bottom of the chat. Here we go. My iPad is having problems charging for like a week. Now it works finally. Yeah, sometimes with iOS devices, whether it's an iPad or iPhone, sometimes a good shutdown to just shut it completely down, switch it off, and then give it a reboot is good. And make sure you also clear apps on a regular basis. You know, depending on which model you got, whether you're double-clicking your home button, if you've got an ultimate thing to get the apps up and then swiping them off, or if you swipe hold up from the bottom on your newer devices and then just swiping the apps away, just to clear them out of your memory. It's like giving a fresh coat of paint, I guess. What mobile screen recorder should I use? It depends what sort of phone you're using. Like, I don't know a lot about Android. I'm planning sometime this year to actually pick up an Android so I can answer more Android-related questions. But if it's an iPhone, I just stick with the standard screen recorder app that's built in, because if you use any of the other third-party screen recorders that you can get on iOS, I think there's... I'm trying to think what it's called. There is a couple, but they tend not to actually do it themselves. They actually use the screen record feature in iOS and just export the video differently, or give you extra features to export the video rather than saving it to your camera roll. So for iOS, it's sort of just use the screen record feature. Mobizen is a popular one for Android that I've heard mentioned, and there's also with Android phones and screen recorders as a whole, it can get very complicated, because on some phones certain features work, on other phones certain features don't work. So I would check out D Nimmin's channel. D was in here earlier, but if you go to D Nimmin, which is DEENIMMIN, D Nimmin, and go to his channel. He talks a little about, he has a lot of videos on screen recorders for Androids, and there's some suggestions there. And the information on that's getting updated constantly. Like does the new Samsung S20? What's the best app to use on that one? What's the best app to use on an LG? What's the best app to use on a Huawei? So because of the way the Android is, the device-wise, there's a lot of differences. So some things work on some and not others. I think Samsung do give you some additional features for screen recording, particularly when it comes to the audio part. So if you've got a Samsung, you might want to check that out. For the iPad, I think that iPad and iOS generally are kicked in at iOS 11. Because I remember when it came out, because I did a video or two. Actually, I did a couple of videos, because there were some quirks when you were in the screen record mode and you were moving your iPad orientation. It would start moving stuff weirdly. And I can't recall if that was actually due to the screen recorder itself, or it was just a bug in iOS 11. So for the iPad, you'll need iOS 11 or later, which means you need an iPad that's capable of running iOS 11 or later. Don't forget, current models are now running iOS 13 or iPad OS 13, which is really good. Lots more functionality with the new iOS 13, which I'm pretty happy about in regards to moving files around, plugging in third-party drives and things like that. Makes it a whole lot better. Okay, and I see Sweeney dropped the link to D. Nimmon's channel there as well, so go check out D. That's my problem. I have an Android, yeah. So check out D. Nimmon's channel, because he's had a little bit more experience with Androids than I have. I can count how many Android phones I've owned with one hand, and it's like that. So my plan is to buy like a cheap Android phone just to test Android-related apps to do with live streaming and things like that. Maybe some video editors, screen recorders, the sort of things that are related to content creation. So I'm going to get an Android phone sometime this year, so I can add a little bit of extra value there. And when it comes to that, like I'm pretty good with the iOS stuff, but when it comes to Android, I need to be able to provide more answers. So I'm thinking of getting like maybe a low-level Samsung or something similar. So I'll just see what's on the market and what is in my price range. All right. Just seeing if there's any more questions here in the chat. A50. Actually, I was looking at the A series of Samsungs, like the A50, the A20, and I don't know what I said, but I just activated Siri on my iPad. I think my phone went off too. I don't think I said, "Hey Siri," and even when I said it just now, it didn't activate. All right. I don't know what happened there. That threw me. It's like Siri came up on my iPad. I didn't say anything. I don't know what I said. Yeah, it is bugging me by the fact that the stream boss hasn't moved. So I'm just gonna quickly dink around in. See if I can bring up my Streamlabs account real quick, and we'll have a look at that. If you've got questions, make sure you drop them in the chat right now. We're probably going to wrap up shortly. We've run an extra 20, 25 minutes over our usual time, which is fine, because no Nimon live today, so that's good. We can do a little bit extra. We're not butting up against any other live streams. I know later today the other video influencers are probably doing their live stream. A few other live streams probably coming up tonight on Saturday, where you are. Oh, nothing is opening here. There we go. The only thing I find with Streamlabs is logging in is that you got to go through the login process every time. So which channel you're logging into? Is it Twitch or is it YouTube? All right. I'm going to look at the Stream Boss, because that's the one that's not working. I'm getting alerts, so that's fine. Super chats. It mustn't be reading even though it's reading the super chats as super stickers as super chats for the alerts. It's not coming up as an option on the. Just going to send a test one. There should be a fake one coming up on the screen. There it is. That's a fake one. That's not a real one. I hit the test button just so you know. I didn't just donate $12 to myself. I hit the super chat button. Now, is that going to hit my... Is that going to hit my... I didn't look like it hit my stream boss. It's still sitting on 9,750. Somebody tell me why that's happening. Yeah, it was something like that. It was something like that. It just set my iPad off. Yeah, you got to keep. Sometimes you got to keep the equipment dirty. I know you talked about the lightning port on the iPad earlier. Sometimes you just got to get a bit of a can of compressed air just to blow out the fluff, because the fluff can get between the cable when you plug it in and the connectors, so it doesn't conduct the charge properly, and then then the iPad doesn't charge, or it doesn't charge quickly. Here's Tim. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. And yeah, it didn't take the hit, did it? That Stream Boss. Just looking at that Stream Boss now. Let's pull out my StreamYard again. I'm going to go to all widgets. I'm going to check my alert box. The alert box is working. And there's still no option for super stickers, so it must be combining with the super chats. But it's probably a Stream Boss issue, that the reason why it's not going down. I'm going to see if I can actually... I'll see if I can actually manually change it. Is there an option to manually change? I can do a reset, but a reset will set the value. Font. No setting the value. I can adjust the damage. Every subscriber that subscribes during the stream takes 250 health points off. Every $1 of super chat, it should take 1,000 points off. So if somebody gave $5, it should take 5,000 off it. So that would knock it down halfway. So, like, for example, a $10 one would knock it down to 0. That's how it was set up. But for some reason, it's the fade time. If I have the fade time turned on, it will disappear. That is weird. Anyway, that is weird. Back to the stream. I'll leave that open. If the stream boss doesn't fix itself, I might have to hit the reset button on it for the next stream. I will do that for the next stream. All right, what's happening here? From here, it looks like you reached your goal. Well, it's actually not a goal. It's actually supposed to count down to 0. So it's supposed to move from... here, let me go. So full health... Because Christina Smallhorn is the current stream boss. So at full health, she's at 10,000 health points. Currently, she's down to 9,750. As people super chat and subscribe, that brings it down until it gets to 0. And whoever knocks them to 0 then goes boing, becomes the new not super chat, new stream boss. And their name and icon will be displayed there. That's how it's supposed to work. But sometimes Streamlabs just doesn't quite want to do what it wants to do, and it's stuck at 9,750. So I might have to reset it before the next stream. That's okay. What is the HP icon on the screen? The HP stands for health points, and that's to do with the stream boss, which is that little graphic there. Yeah. Because it's not a goal. It's actually knocking. It's like, hey, Christina's the boss, and I'm knocking her off by engaging in different things, subscribing, sending super chats and donations. And then if I'm the one to knock her off, then I become the stream boss. So it's like hey, now I'm the stream boss. So it sort of like gives you a reason to... Sweeney's absolutely right. and that Christina should have been knocked off. And I think the last person to super chat was who dropped the last one? Was it Eileen's? I need to look at my thing, which means that really Eileen Smith should be the stream boss, technically. So if I hit manage battle, reset stream boss, has that updated? And it's put me there because I hit the reset button. That's what it does. It makes me the stream boss until someone knocks me off. Yeah, I believe if Sweeney's math is correct, which I think it is, Eileen should be the stream boss, and I've got no way of forcing it to display in that manner. So congratulations to Eileen for becoming the stream boss. I don't know why. Total health, current health, mode fixed. There is a different mode. Let me have a look. Maybe it's to do with the mode. If I can find out where it is. No. It's not there. Maybe if I hit reset and change it to incremental, the boss will have additional health each time he is defeated. Oh. I'm not sure how that works. Overkill. The overkill option is the boss's health will change depending on how much damage is dealt on the killing blow. Excess damage multiplied by the multiplier will be the boss's new health, i.e. 150 damage with 100 health remaining and a set multiplier of 3 would result in the new boss having 150. Oh, that's confusing. I don't want to use that. Fixed is fine. Set. Okay, so the answer is the name there should really read Eileen Smith, and her profile picture should be sitting there. For some reason, it's me instead because I hit the reset button to try and get it to trigger. So thank you, Streamlabs, for not working properly. Yeah, absolutely. That's how it should work. Not counting my fake one that I did, and that didn't do anything either. Do I ever stream to Twitch? I did two test streams earlier today to Twitch, but I am planning on doing the things I want to do on Twitch. Is like if I want to do like a chill stream, say I'm editing a video, I jump on and maybe stream on Twitch, so I can maybe show my editing and explain my editing process and just generally chat to the chat. That sort of thing is what I want to do maybe on Twitch. So yeah. Now sometimes I have done a couple of streams where I've been on StreamYard and I've done YouTube and Twitch multicast. So I've done that, I think, 2 occasions when I was testing out the when Twitch was first added to StreamYard. I know they had it added as a RTMP, and then about a week later, they added it via the API, so I could sign up with my Twitch account, added as a destination. So it was good old. And lo and behold, it's the wild Nick Nimmin is in the house. Welcome, Nick. I hear you're in the US of A. Which is sort of explains the hour that I got your messages last night. I was already in bed. I was heading to bed, I think. Nick Dimon dropped a super chat for breakfast. Absolutely. I bought my cup, but it's empty. Look at that. It's empty. It needs a refill. I got my cup, and I need to put some coffee in it so I can talk about comments. See, that super chat from Nick should have knocked me off and made Nick the stream boss. The stream boss is broken. Look at that. Unless it updates in the next like 30 seconds to a minute. Let's give it. We'll wait. We'll see if it changes, because that should have changed. That should have changed. My phone is part of the Neminati. All I have to do is type the hash key and it knows what's up. Yeah, my background app, my background on my phone, if I go to there, you can't really see it there with all the apps in place. You can probably see it there. I do have the Neminati wallpaper on there. I've also got I got a similar wallpaper on my iPad as well. There you go. Let's go back to that one. Let's see. Yeah, that Stream Boss is just not wanting to cooperate today. We're getting the alerts. We're getting the alerts popping up here for the super chats, but nothing's going down with that Stream Boss. If it's not going to work properly, I'm probably just take it off the stream. To be honest, you sort of want these things to work when you're adding them to your live stream, don't you? Nick's got that Neminati everywhere. What you need in your store, Nick, is maybe some like Linus has underwear range. Have a Neminati underwear. So it says Neminati. There you go. Go check it out on nimenstore.com. Absolute real Joe is in the house. Welcome. I'm just chuckling. I can see that you can throw in like little sneaky promos in the middle of videos. Check out the underwear at nimenstore.com. That's pretty cool. Yeah, because Linus, he has the underwear, he has the water bottles, he has the t-shirts, he has the hoodies. He's got the lot. All the additional features. You get all the features. What I haven't seen in the wild yet is those very rare applause buttons. I know only a very, very, very small amount of channels are testing that out. So I haven't come across any applause buttons. So if anybody ever sees any applause buttons, take a screenshot and send it to me, because I want to see it. Where am I up to in the chat? Here we go. Eileen uses Streamlabs alerts, but I never tried the Stream Boss. Let me know if they help you get it fixed. Yeah, I've had it working before, and I've had Streamlabs stuff hit and miss, but I know the alerts work regularly and the events. I think I have a screen. Do I have a screen with events on? I did. I don't think I've got it plugged. I don't think I've got it set up. There's one where I have the event list where it's got all the last X number of events, which I think I have it set for like 8. Where is that screen? It's not that screen. I've lost the screen. Trivia, riddles. Might be this one. Might be on this one. I don't usually use this one. This one's a different one. There it is there. As you can see over here. I'm not sure how up-to-date those last subscribers are. I think they're good. I think I did see Wolfie Plays 3214, The Adorable Gotcha something. That's a long channel name. I did see that one pop in on my emails today. So, and I'm getting chat. I'm getting the chat there as well. Really small font there. I don't use this screen for the Creative Breakfast usually, but so my event list works, my alerts work, but the old Stream Boss is not working. So there you go. All right, I need to go back to a proper screen. Here we go. Let's see where we are up to in the chat. Questions are coming. People are discussing things. Should have been here earlier, Nick. Oh yeah, I'm glad I had Sweeney as a moderator. That's all I can say. How many different accounts? Where there was at least 3 different accounts. They're all sexy girls. I've never been rated by sexy girls before. Where are we? Everyone's chatting amongst themselves, which is always good to see. Always good to see. If you've got any more questions, make sure you drop your questions. been good. We've been about to chill the second part of the stream. We had a lot of questions early on. We had a new group of people coming through now. So if you've got any questions for me, make sure you drop them in the chat, because basically we've been doing the Q&A. I haven't done the news segment, but the news segment's pretty light on news this week. I think I was going to rehash a news item from that I might have done in a previous stream, because it's not new news. I try and hit creator-related news, not just sort of, hey, YouTube news or anything like that. But not a lot of new features. And plus, I covered the things in my video this week in regards to polls and bulk uploading coming to Studio next month. Covered those in my video this week. And I did actually mention on last week's stream, so anybody who was here last week got that sneak peek and that information as well. I dropped that in the stream. And then I did a follow-up. I decided I'm going to follow up as a video. I need to give a video out. That's a video that I can get out. And I see people appreciate some of that news as well. So it's good when I'm able to get ahead of most of the other people on some of the news. So thanks to Tom from YouTube for dropping spoilers in Twitter. I believe that was a Twitter conversation that Tom was having with Eileen, actually, talking about polls. It was all from that Twitter thread. That Twitter thread was afforded me a video topic, so that's good. You get them where you can take them. Andrew Can's videos. Does Andrew Can have applause on his videos? I'm going to check that out. I'm in one of the countries where applause can be seen, so I should check that out. Obviously, I haven't been to Andrew Can's channel recently to check out a video, so otherwise I probably would have noticed. Well, that's the thing. It's extremely rare. I've only ever seen a video about it on the one Andrew did. I don't know if he did it on his channel or the TubeBuddy channel, and I think vidIQ did a video on it as well. And they seemed more clueless about it than Andrew, because it was like, it's still very thin on information. That's all I can say. Thin on information. Yes, we can't see the votes on polls. I remember that Twitter feed well. Twitter feed. All right. What was the news that I had? Let's go have a look right now. Yeah. Well, we can talk about it, because I think this is good too. Actually, it's exactly the thing we were just talking about. Believe it or not, it's the thing we were talking about. So let's head on over really quick. And because this wasn't fresh, this article was only February 12th, so it wasn't that long ago. But I don't know if I talked about it on last week's. But this is basically a little story about the applause feature that we were just talking about. YouTube's new monetization tool lets viewers tip creators on live streams and uploads. And they basically go through and talk about comparing it to Twitch's bits, where you can cheer bits on Twitch. So you can cheer bits. But basically what they say is you can give the applause. Every time you do an applause, it's $2 US. But you can give as many as you like to a creator, up to whatever the limit is per day for super chats, which I think is $500 US per day and $2,000 US per week. Combined applause, super chats, and super stickers. That's the maximum someone can give across all channels that they give to, which is interesting. Didn't know that before. YouTube take the same cut, 30%, as they do with super chats and super stickers. And I think I know there was more here. Did they talk about how rare? I think they mentioned it was in beta. I reckon it's in very beta. It's probably in alpha, actually. Yeah, they have a help page. YouTube have it on their help page. I have a page on applause that tells you how to use it if you're a viewer. I guess they've got to have that if people come across it and don't know what it is. They have a page that tells you how to use it. But they don't tell you how you get it as a creator. There's no creator page on it, like who it's available to or anything like that at this stage. So that's interesting. So yeah, it's called Applause. And you know what? We're going to do something real special right now. I'm going to move that off. I'm going to go back to the other camera so I'm not showing my screen prematurely while I'm jumping around. Well, if Andrew Can has it on his channel, we should be able to see it here if we go to one of his videos. So let me cue that up. And then if we can see an applause button in the wild on the stream, then it's probably going to be a first for a lot of people who are here right now. So let's go check out my subscriptions. Actually, if I just go Andrew Can, here we are. That's easy. Let's go to his most recent video on the JB Gorilla Pod. I watched this the other way. I was on an iPad when I watched it. Okay, let's get past the ad, and I'll pull it up. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. I'm going to pause the video. I'll show you what I see. All right, this is Andrew Can's video. You can see there we're on the Andrew Can channel. I'm not seeing any options for applause. Now, I'm in Australia, so I'm in a country where it is supposed to be available. So, but I'm not seeing it. See, I'm in the YouTube AU for Australia, so yeah, not seeing it on that channel. So I don't know whether that was like a short period, not hidden in the dots. Interesting. Interesting that I'm not seeing it. Interesting. All right. Back to the chat. Where are we up to? Where are we up to? Have I missed my spot in the chat? Nick is chilling in LA at the moment. LA is a wonderful place. Well, it is if you're visiting. I don't know how it is for people who live there. I've been a few times. It's always been good. Says to eat breakfast. Have a good time, Nick. Enjoy your breakfast. Unlike most people, I do not travel too much, so I doubt I'll be going back. Maybe. People of video. That's coming up in May. Anybody interested in people of video on the East Coast of US? If you're in the East Coast of US and you're interested in going to a great creator conference in May, give me a wave in the chat. Give me a wave in the chat. Say, hey, yes, that's me. I'm interested in going to a creator conference on the East Coast in May. Because people of video is there. Beanie gave Andrew an applause. That's interesting, Beanie. You saw his applause. I'm on desktop, so I'm on Chrome. I'm in Australia. I should meet all the criteria, but I didn't see it on his channel. Might have been the beta test to the viewer. Well, the beta test is on the creator side because they make it available to all the viewers who are in those specific countries, which is Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, US, and a few others. Beanie is back. Yes, Beanie is back. Paul Peck is still here and lurking, of course. And there we go. Paul Peck is... Oh, I think that's a wave. I think Paul Peck's interested in that. Try checking his video specifically about applauses. Oh, well, I've still got his channel open. I'll go and... Oh, Paul gave one to Andrew as well. All right, let me have another look. Let's have another look. We'll have a second look. I'll go to a different video. Let's go to the screen. Let's pull up there. Let's go back to Andrew's channel page. Let's go to his... this one here. And I'm not seeing applause. That's him talking about it, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah. I should qualify because I'm in Australia as attested by the AU on my YouTube. Interesting. Maybe it was a limited time. Maybe it was there, but it's not there now. Interesting. Let's go back. Let's go back. There we go. I do want to see it in the wild one day. Hopefully they roll that out to a wider audience. I think it's going to be good. I think it's great for creators who are in the YPP, some additional income beyond super chats. So there's not an obligation to have to go live to get super chats. You can get an applause on your regular videos. I think that's good. I think if you had applause activated on your channel, you probably want to balance that with the amount of ads that you show, give or take, because I don't know whether people who are watching are going to feel less likely to want to applause if you've got a load of ads on your video. Oh, Beanie's seeing it. Look at that. Beanie is seeing it. So it's just me. I'm pretty sure it was just on desktop, and I'm on Chrome, which is like, it's Chrome, it's Google. Why, I'm not on a weird thing. I'm on a Mac, but that shouldn't make a difference. Mac and Windows, in Chrome, it's all the same. So, who knows? I'll probably look after the stream and it will be there. But that's good. Should be next to share. I'm going to pull it up again, have a look. I got share, I've got thumbs up, thumbs down, share. A little save to, which is to add it to a playlist or watch later. And then I got 3 dots, report, open transcript, add translations. That's all I've got. Maybe there's something I need to do. Maybe I don't qualify. Maybe there's... I don't know. Okay, you're on Firefox. I don't think I've got Firefox on my... I wonder if I can check on Safari. I'll check on Safari. I don't have Firefox on my Mac, but I have Safari. Firing up Safari and going to YouTube. Here we go. This is what we call live experimentation. And I'm always down for live experimentation when it comes to YouTube and creators and stuff. Oh, I'm not even signed into my channels to sign in. It wants me to log in. Oh, what's me do? Free 2-step verification on... ain't nobody got time for that. I can't do 2-step verification. We'll talk about it early in the stream. Try another way. Yeah, no, I can't get 2-step verification on my thing right now. All right, I'm out of here. Oh, well. I'll keep checking on Chrome later. Oh, wow. I've been running for nearly 2 hours. I'm up to 1 hour, 55 minutes on this stream. Oh, how is everybody going, and do we have questions there? Applause is only for $2. That's right. But you can drop multiple applauses on the same video or on the same creator if you want to. But obviously that's a lot of microtransactions at the same time, so... Yeah, it's pretty random. It's pretty random. Joe's rolling. Have a fantastic day and night as well. Have a great Saturday. That's it, Saturday. It's already Sunday here for me, for Beanie, for whoever else is in this part of the world. So that's already Sunday morning. So I'm thinking I'm getting a little tired. Normally I'd be about an hour into Nimmin Live, but obviously no Nimmin Live today. So I might actually get to bed at a decent hour tonight instead of being up till the sun comes up, which in the old days it happened a lot. In the old days it happened a lot. Did I do the YouTube news? We did go and look at the... real quick. We looked at that one. I was going to mention cheekily, the second story was simply this. PewDiePie returns to daily YouTube uploads after a really healthy and good break. So there you go. Anybody who's missing PewDiePie, he's back on YouTube after taking, I think he took a month off. I think it was only a month. It wasn't, 30 days. So there you go. PewDiePie's back. So I hope that made people's days. I thought I'd mention that. As I said, it was light on the news stories this week. We rehashed the applause, which is good. We got a bit of conversation out of that. And PewDiePie's back. For all you PewDiePie fans, enjoy. And if you are PewDiePie fans, you probably already knew anyway. That's pretty cool. Now, Sweeney says, yeah, look. Sweeney, are you PewDiePie? You play Minecraft, PewDiePie plays Minecraft. He took 30 days off, you took 30 days off. What's going on? Sweeney, are you PewDiePie? Are you PewDiePie in disguise? Super Dave USA is in the house. Good to see Super Dave USA dropping the hashtag Hewsonati. Haven't seen the Hewsonati hashtag in a while, so it's always good to have Super Dave dropping the hashtags. And yeah, there's not seeing applause either, so it is quite random as to who it appears to, even though we're all in countries where it should display. Random. We'll take that as the nature of the beta testing. Definitely. All right, it's good evening, good morning, good evening from Super Dave, of course. Oh, Sweeney will never tell. Oh no, I've found out his secret. Oh no. Oh no. PewDiePie, will you shout me out? Dang, this stream's been going on. Yeah, it's like we're an hour. We've got nearly an hour over our normal time. Normally we're like the 55 to an hour mark. Then we go to Niman Live starts, so we head on over there today. No Niman Live. We're just cruising. We're just taking it chill, So if you have any more questions for me, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to probably wrap things up very soon. So it's the last call for questions. Thank you to all those who have been here so far. And somebody sent me a Discord. Is that you, Beanie? It's Beanie indeed. Oh, here we go. I've got a picture of what this looks like for the stream. Thanks to Beanie Drawers. Send it to me on the Discord. Let's go to the screen sharing and see if we can. Actually, let's do it this way because that'll be big. Oh, that's it. That's even better. All right. Go over to screen share. Pull up the browser. Now, can everybody see that applause button? It says, well, it doesn't say applause. It says applaud because I guess they're getting the tense. Applaud is, I don't know, what is the tense on that? Yeah, the applaud. Applause is, I guess, multiple applauds. It's like singular and plural, I guess. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to get my head around that. But you can applaud somebody by clicking that button there. It drops $2 US for the creator. In this case, we're seeing Andrew Can there. You can see that I was on that channel. I'm actually still on that very video. And it's not there. So I'm going to refresh. Let's refresh. And it's still not there. There it is. There it is. That's what it looks like up close. Thank you to Beanie Drawers for sharing that. There you go. There you go. Let's get rid of that. Get back to the camera. Where are we in the chat? $8 for a PewDiePie hoodie. I guess, yeah, I hear that hoodies are fairly expensive. I was watching Linus's stream earlier today, and they were talking about what their cost price on hoodies was. And I think it was like 50 for the ones that they had at the time. The particular ones they were talking about was like 50 US was their cost price. and obviously they have to sell it, send it out, market it, make a profit. So yeah, you'd be selling them upwards of $80 to $100 easy. Can you use devices that you signed in before go recover your account? I'm not sure of the exact recovery options, but if you go to Google and your Google account and go to recovery, like a recovery page or whatever the thing is, it should tell you what options you have. I think in each case you have to be able to provide it with a certain amount of information. There we go. To applaud is the action, and applause is what you give. Makes sense. Makes sense. 3D Plastic Fantasy can't see that applauds either. Applaud. The applaud button to give the applause. Yeah. For my son, it was he really wanted a Switch so he could play the new Pokemon games, Sword and Shield. So I get Sword and Shield and a Switch Lite. Yeah, the portable one, the portable Switch. Although both Switches are portable, but the smaller one is more like a portable game. Got him that with the built-in Joy-Cons. So that was his Christmas present. That cost a little bit more than the $80 there. So, yes, I know what that's like. All right, looking for the final questions. Let's see what's happening in here. Yeah, I don't spend that much money on clothes for myself. So, yeah. You know, I'm happy to pay like $20 or $30 for a T-shirt, but that's probably, that's probably where I go, to rep the Niminati or, rep Paul Peck drywall or repping the different creators. That's what I've got. So I've got a few creator shirts now. So a few that I've been given, a few that I've been that I've purchased myself. So we'll do what we can. Do what we can to support and show support. Doug, do you ever use a green screen? I, in fact, have my green screen sitting to the side here. It's a layer hanging up. It's not the front layer, but there's a little bit of green. Let's see if I can pull that into shot. There's a little bit of green there. I did use it last year for a few episodes of the Wake Up Show where we did a game where I sat in front of the green screen and I put up a full screen picture of a city of the world and people had to guess what city it was. And so I used a green screen a couple of weeks in a row doing that, but I haven't really used it since. It was just a test. We used it with Ecamm. It worked really well. So I have used it for that, and that's about it. But I have it handy in case I ever need it for anything. I do have one. I need Hewson. Yeah, I should get something that says Hewsonati on it. At the moment, the only merch I have is the merch on my Spreadshirt, which I'm going to drop that in the chat just in case anyone's interested. But the one that's probably the best selling one is the one of the Hammer Time one. I did a couple of moderator series ones. Artwork done by my daughter, by the way. She gets a cut from every shirt. I promised her that every time a shirt sold that she would get $1 from that, because I don't make much profit on the shirts, because obviously Spreadshirt and those guys get most of it because they're making it from scratch. We're just uploading the designs and promoting it. So she gets $1 and I think I get $1 from it. So yeah, big spenders. But I sold a few of them. I sold at least 2 that I know of. I just got to check my stats. But every time she sells any of those designs, she gets a cut of that as well. So she's a budding artist, and she wants to get into more of the art stuff and do commissions and different things like that. So I thought, hey, do you want to design a shirt for me? She said, yeah. So I told her what I was looking for, and there we go. Oh, I used the Bitly link for that one, did I? There we go. Hopefully the Bitly link still works. Oh, no, it's a Bitly link. That's right. I used to have Google links, and then they shut the Google links down. Okay. Where was I up to? I had to remove mesh from Streamlabs because they started charging me $5 per month. Yeah, can I be honest about Streamlabs? I actually recorded a video. It was a bit of a rant about Streamlabs. And I talked about merch amongst other things. I talked about their Streamlabs Prime. I talked about all sorts of stuff. I haven't put it out because I'm conscious of... I was in the middle of editing it, and I was conscious after watching... listening to a podcast with... I don't know who was on it, but I think Andrew Edwards is on it. Somebody else is on it. And they're talking about brands. And they're talking about not... being careful not to publicly badmouth brands, because that could affect future brand deals with other brands. They say, well, if you're going to badmouth that brand, what are you going to do to us? You know what I mean? So I pulled back on that video. I didn't put it out, but it was a rant against Streamlabs. Like, I like this stuff, but I have a few issues, and I talk about those issues in that video, which I've never put out. Maybe one day I might put it out. I'm not sure. But it was definitely a rant. I talked about Streamlabs Prime. Hey, I'm live now talking about it, so it's like maybe I should just put the video out. What do you think? I talked about Streamlabs Prime, talked about the pricing structure, talked about the Streamlabs mobile app and the changes they've made there. Some of the added features that you have to have Streamlabs Prime for on the app, which didn't make sense for mobile. One of my points was it doesn't make sense for mobile creators to pay the full Streamlabs Prime price just to get the disconnect feature and the other couple of features that the mobile apps have. Because by and large, mobile streamers aren't streaming on Streamlabs OBS or on their computer. They're just solely doing mobile streams, because that's their device of choice is their mobile phone or their tablet, and they're doing mobile streams. So why not have a separate... If you're going to have a subscription, have a separate subscription just for them. Maybe $5 a month, not the whatever price they have for Prime. Because, you know, those Prime people are getting all these other features over on the Streamlabs website and the creator sites and the different things that they get access to, which I can't remember them now. But I talk about it in my video. Yeah, and I've had a few sort of like this... The Stream Boss isn't working. What's going on? It's like it should just work. How hard is a widget to work? Hey, the alert widget and the event widget works all the time, but why doesn't Why does the Stream Boss pack it in? Why does my spinning wheel one that I was using towards the end of last year on the Wake Up Show? I was spinning the wheel to see what we'll do next. That stopped working for me in just about every stream. At some point, it would just stop working. I couldn't spin the wheel anymore. Like minor things like that. Talked about some of their customer service issues they were having, and different things like that. I might put that video out one day. Back to... It might have been that. It might have been on the video influencing. I might have watched it on YouTube. I thought I heard it on a podcast, but I haven't heard that particular episode on their podcast because I don't think I've subscribed to it yet. All right, back where was I? I don't want to have missed anything important here. But yes, I was all about this question, Sweeney's question, a statement I should say, and yes, I do agree. So yeah, Streamlabs has got some issues that they need to sort out, and I don't think they're doing a satisfactory job from a customer service point of view. Does YouTube keep a fee from applause like Super Chat? Yes, it's exactly the same as Super Chat. They keep 30% and you get 70%. So it's exactly the same as Super Chat. I have one more question. If you go directly in YouTube, can you use more than one camera? If you use the feature when you're on the website and you click on the Go Live Now, and it's basically just going to grab a webcam. It doesn't give you any functionality to switch cameras or do overlays. It's basically just you talking to your camera, microphone camera, and that's it. If you want to do multiple cameras, you've got to use an encoder, like Ecamm Live I'm using now, like OBS Studio, like Streamlabs OBS, or go for a service like StreamYard, things like that, where you can get the extra functionality. Depends on what you're looking for. Multiple cameras, OBS, OBS Studio, Ecamm Live if you're on a Mac. They're probably the good go-to ones. Agreed. I know a few people now are going to like Stream Elements, so I have to test out Stream Elements a little bit more, because Streamlabs used to be a really good go-to for their overlay stuff before they got mixed up with all the Streamlabs OBS stuff. But I don't know what their rationale is on some of their stuff. So XSplit is a good solid one. That's a good paid one, I think, if I recall. I haven't really checked out XSplit because it's up in the higher paid tier. Is XSplit it was vMix is the one that Nick and Dee were looking at earlier in the year and testing out to see if that might work, because they were having some issues with Streamlabs. Even like each week, you might hear Dee on Niman Live talking about having an issue with Streamlabs one way or the other. Like Streamlabs isn't doing this today, or it might not be doing this properly today. So, yeah. I think part of the problem with Streamlabs OBS might be they're adding too much stuff to it. They're taking the OBS and tried to add too much stuff, so it's trying to do everything. It's trying to do everything, but it can't do everything well. So it might do some stuff well, but it's not doing everything well. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. I really maybe should revisit that Streamlabs rant. Might get a few extra views as being a rant. And I'm sure I was more succinct in my thoughts on that particular video. I had it partially edited as well. It's partially edited. I was in the middle of putting it together when I decided to pull back. So, have you ever had a video you've pulled back on? You say, "Oh no, I'm maybe not gonna put this video out," whether something didn't work properly or you had second thoughts. Yeah, Tim has an interesting thought there. Yeah, too much, too fast with no quality control. Yeah, and the one thing, and like from a customer service issue, a lot of people getting charged. Which it boggles my mind when I hear this, but I see it in their forums constantly, and a few other places where it's mentioned. People who are somehow getting subscribed to Prime or some other subscription that they have, and they don't even know that they've subscribed to a subscription. I'm like, how do you know that you haven't provided your PayPal or your credit card for this? You know, from a user perspective, it's pretty clear if you've signed up for something given your financial details, whether it's a PayPal account or a credit card. You know, you don't just give those things out flippantly to websites just to charge you whatever. So I don't know whether they're just doing a shocking job at getting people to know what they're actually signing up for, or whether it's just the people there's just a lot of clueless people out there, and I can't imagine it can be that many clueless people out there. So I don't know. I'm really going down a rabbit hole on this one. Oh dear. Yeah, I think Nick and Dee got a fair way down the vMix path just to test it out. I don't think they've revisited it yet there, but I'm sure that's something that Dee's working on. I'm sure that is. vMix. All right. How's everyone going out there? Looks like things are settling down in the question department anyway. We've got on a bit of a tangent now on Streamlabs. So, Streamlabs, get your act together. Putting it out there publicly now on my live stream. Get your act together. If you don't get your act together, I'm going to release my video. How's that? The video calling show uses this app. Oh, the vMix, yes. That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, I'm starting to flag because it is currently local time 1:17 a.m. So the Creator Breakfast is closer to me in the future than your breakfast probably is for tomorrow. So I think I need to have a rest, get up and have a nice fresh Creator Breakfast Sunday morning. But for most of you, you're going to be sort of into the rest of your day Saturday. Enjoy your Saturday is the first thing I want to say. I believe video influencers are going to be on a live stream a little bit later. Who was telling me this? Someone was telling me about it, but I can't remember who they said was going to be on the live stream. Somebody was going to be the guest because I think they do their live stream / podcast in this time slot on a Saturday. With Benji usually. Benji usually hosts that. So it'll be interesting to see. That's coming up a little bit later. You might get some other live streams coming up. I know Roberto sometimes live streams on a Saturday evening. So if Roberto live streams, then make sure you check Roberto out. I often miss his live streams because I'm sleeping in after an Emma live and I get up late and I miss his live stream. But hopefully tomorrow, if I can get to bed at a decent hour and Roberto streams, I can catch Roberto live. That's all I'd like to say. Where are we? Last run of the chat. I may do merch on Teespring. Well, they'll get you set up for integration with YouTube down the track too. Back to the DeLorean. Indeed. Swamp Picker is in the house saying good morning. Welcome to the stream. We're just thinking about wrapping things up. We've been here for 2 hours and 18 minutes, a little bit longer than our usual stream because Niman Live wasn't on today. So we have the leisure, I don't even know if that's the right word, not the leisure or the pleasure. We have the ability that afforded to us that we can go a little bit longer today. If you have any more questions, this is the time to drop it before we say goodbye. And I think I'm getting a bit hungry as well. Fox Run Forge, thank you for joining us. So big shout out to those who are still here. Super Dave USA, Swamp Picker, Fox Run Forge, Sweeney Dunstan, Tim Yonsey, Super Dave USA, 3D Plastics, Simply Beth. And that's the main crew that seem to be present here now. Maybe Super Cool Batman is still lurking. I'm just going backwards. McDonald's French fries might still be lurking as well. Maybe Beanie's out there lurking. So thank you again for joining me. Garage selling. Well, you got to get in early for the garage sales to get the best stuff, don't you? Got to get in early before all the good stuff goes. I love it. Waffle time. Well, go enjoy your waffles. Go enjoy your morning breakfasts, your early lunches, your brunches, your dinners, your afternoon teas, your suppers, whatever you're about to have. This is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I will catch you later.